Om Swastiastu. My name is Arthur Steve Pamulango. I am from the University of Udayana, Bali. I'm from the program of Mechanical Engineering, and at this time, I want to present to you my metallurgy assignment that called Steel Products and Properties. The book source that I use is Metallurgy for the Non-Metallurgy Second Edition. Classification of steels. However, it is important to point out that steels are classified in many other ways too. For example, classification may be based on the steel making method, such as open heart, basic oxygen process, or electric furnace methods. The deoxidation practice during steel making, such as kiln, semi-kiln, cake, or rimmed steel. The solidification method, such as ingot casting, continuous casting, or component or shape casting. The mill product form, such as bar, plate, sheet, strip, turbine, or structural shape. The finishing method, such as hot rolling or cold rolling. The microstructure, such as ferritic, perlitic, and martensitic. The required strength level, as specific in standard. The heat treatment, such as annealing, quenching, and tempering, and thermomechanical processing. Quality descriptor, such as forging quality and commercial quality. Carbon steels. All steels are iron carbon alloys with carbon content from 0.02% to less than 2%. The so-called plain carbon steel contains small amount of manganese and silicon. Carbon steel can be classified further on the basis of carbon content. First, steel contain less than 0.30% carbon is called low carbon steel or mild steel. Second, steel containing between 0.20 and 0.60% carbon is called medium carbon steel. Third, steel containing more than 0.60% carbon is called high carbon steel. And the last one, free machining grades contain one or more additive that exchange machining characteristic and lower machining costs. Alloy steels. First one is high strength low alloy or HSLA steels are designed to provide better mechanical properties and or greater resistance to atmospheric corrosion than conventional carbon steels. Second, low alloy steels constitute a category of ferrous materials that exhibit mechanical properties superior to plain carbon steels, resulting from addition of such alloying elements as nickel, chromium, and molybdenum. Third, high alloy steels. Steels with alloying greater than 9% are typically classified as high alloy steels. Stainless steel are the major types of high alloy steels, but two other types are ultra high strength nickel cobalt steels and maraging steels. Alloying elements in steels. Carbon is the single most important alloying element in steels. Manganese is normally present in all commercial steels. Silicon is one of the principal deoxidizers used in steel making. Copper in appreciable amount can be detrimental to hot working operation and has a moderate tendency to segregate. Chromium is generally added to steel to increase resistance to corrosion and oxidation. Nickel, when used as alloying element in constructional steels, is a ferrite strengthener. Molybdenum increases the hardenability of steel and is particularly used in maintaining the hardenability between specified limits. Vanadium is generally added to steel to inhibit grain growth during heat treatment. Titanium increases the strength and hardness of steel by grain size control. Boron is added to fully killed steel to improve hardenability. Zirconium inhibits grain growth and is sometimes used as a deoxider in killed steels. Calcium is sometimes used to deoxide steels. Cerium is added to steel for sulfide shape control. Bismuth, like lead, is added to special steels for improved machinability. Nitrogen increases the strength, hardness, and machinability of steels, but it decreases the ductility and toughness. Phosphorus increases strength and hardness of steel, but severely decreases ductility and toughness. Hydrogen is an unwelcome alloy addition to any steel. Tin can be rendered steel susceptible to temporary embrittlement and hot shortness. Arsenic and antimony also increase susceptibility of a steel and temper embrittlement. Strength and toughness. First one, corrosion. Corrosion takes on many forms and can be defined in many ways. For the purpose present here, the metallurgical definition of corrosion is an electromechanical process whereby metal atoms exchange electrons with atoms in environment. Second, fatigue strain. When a steel component is subjected to repeated or cyclic stress, including vibratory stress, the part can fail by fatigue, even though the bulk stress levels acting on the part may be below the yield strength of the steel. Third, toughness. Steel are generally considered tough material, that is, can they absorb the energy of the impact without breaking. Exhaust shaft and steering component of an automobile are the example of application requiring toughness, because fracture of this component during service will be life-threatening. And the last one is elevated temperature strength. Carbon steel and low alloy steels with ferrite, perlite, or ferrite bainite microstructure are used extensively and elevated temperature in fossil fuel fired power generating plants, aircraft power plants, chemical processing plants, and petroleum processing plant. That is all of my presentation today, and thank you very much.